Did you know that the first year of business, that 50% of them are gone? First year, 50% are gone, right? So the second year, 80% are gone. By year 10, 96% of businesses are gone. How many people that it is your first year in business? Put your hand up at your first year. All right, good job. Let's give a hand for those people. They're just starting out. Keep the energy up. All right, put your hand up if you are actually between 1 to 5 years in your business. If you're 1 to 5 years, put your hand up. Good job. Let's give these people a hand. All right, if you are still standing and alive in business and you've gone for longer than 5 years, put your hand up if you're one of those people. Oh, that's amazing. Let's give these people a hand. That's extraordinary. All right, so how do you make sure by year 10 that I'm not one of the 96% that are gone? Write this down. Don't quit. Right? Don't quit. Even put your name next to it. You can put next to it, whatever name, don't quit. Don't stop, right? Then you'll still be alive, right? You're going to get hit by things, but you need to keep going. 95% of all the businesses in the world don't get to 1 million. And it takes the average business 10 years to get there. It took us 3, right? But that's because I worked my ass off, right? And I don't know another way to do it than other. And when I swear on this program, by the way, it's not for the purpose of just swearing. It's because I want to move you emotionally, right? Some of you, the way you talk to yourself is like so conditioned that you can never get yourself to take action. I spoke to a lady the other day and she's like, I should get out of bed. I should exercise, right? I should do this. And then probably what would help most people is like, say your own name, like get the fuck out of bed, right? How many follow? That would have a more impact for many of us, right? So it's not what the word means to the culture, right? It's not what the culture says the word means. It's what you say it means, right? So you've got to reframe it in yourself. Now, so I'll do that just for the purpose of moving you emotionally, and we want to keep going. All right, your goal is we want to outthink, out-strategize, out-brand, out-market, out-plan, out-sell, out-lead, everything in compared to the competition, right? For some of us, right, our competition is doing a lot more than what we're putting out there right now and what we're doing, right? So we need to separate ourselves and think, while you're not working, right, or while you're not doing your business, probably the person who is best in your industry probably is, right? Or more than you, or more efficiently than you. And that's what drives me. It's like, I know I want to reach my targets, my goals, and I think of one thing that also has helped me is imagine that if I was being watched by a camera crew, right? Or, an actual network that was filming me 24/7, would I be proud of who I'm being right now? It's a big question, right? The other thing that's really reframed it as well is I think if I was at the end of my life and I was looking back at my life now, would I be proud of the person I'm being now today myself? Or would I not? Now you'll know, the only way you'll know is if you're giving your best. So, and I see this as a pattern, like if you decide to give your personal best, then you will create your best life. Write that down. I must decide to give my personal best. Some of us and many of us are not doing it. You will see the best life for yourself when you give your best to this life. All right. Now, for my story, briefly, many of you have heard it before. I'm not someone that had big money bags drop from the sky or anything like that. I actually, in looking back in about 2014, after traveling different places, I was driving to school one day and I realized that I didn't want to be a school teacher for the rest of my life. I was a PE teacher and I was driving to work. I'm like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I'm not really happy in this. And I just came out of a relationship breakdown. And, I actually didn't even want to be here anymore. I was living at my mum's house at 27 years of age and basically driving to work thinking, I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm like thinking of what should I do, right? And so I had some coaching sessions with a friend, right? And before this, by the way, I remember teaching this one boy at a school in the United Kingdom. This was one of the triggers for me. the school said to me, can you just actually teach this one boy? He's got anger management issues, but I just want you to look after him, make sure he does his work. Can you do that, Luke? I said, sure, no worries, right? I'll do that. I said, how bad can it be? It's just me and one kid, right? So I went in the room and I said to this boy, and by the way, this was a school for kids that had been expelled from all these other schools and they had learning disabilities. I went into the room and I said to the boy, I said, you got to do your work. And he goes, I'm not doing it. I said, what do you mean? You got to do your work. And he goes, no, I'm not doing it, sir. I said, well, no, you have to do it. And then he grabbed his book and then he threw it to the other side of the room. And I'm like, all right, I didn't see this at university, right? So then I've gone, okay, we'll do it. And he's gone, no. And so I thought I'd do something smart. And what I did was I closed the door. And the minute I closed the door, the next thing I remember is looking up at the ceiling and this boy walking over me and saying, told you I wouldn't do my work. I found out that the dude had thrown a chair at me and knocked me unconscious.